Golly, the snake from the Garden of Eden has been caught, fellas. I found this video that I have to react to. This is where you get to see like the snake behavior 101. Okay, this is going to be beneficial in your life so that you can protect yourself against people like this. Now watch this, fellas. Grab your popcorns. This is going to be one of the best videos, one of the best reaction videos I've made when it comes to behaviors like this. People who claim to be something that they're not. This is it right here. Haters pretending to be friends. Okay? Family members who secretly hate you. This is it right here.
Fucking
This is not the clip
320p.
that I'm talking about.
Go ahead, just play it.
And I'm pretty sure I've seen
Boost the audio.
speak on this is if a woman cheats or she's unfaithful because her man's not, and he should just leave her, right? So a guy's allowed to exit the relationship, and her behavior is never justifiable.
Here,
She cheats,
I'll do
it's
it,
never
I'll do
okay.
it.
If he cheats, nothing but compassion, she deserved it. So just super hypocritical. Duty sex is terrible, but also don't weaponize it. So it's a this and thing, and you have to check in with it. And I'm curious how long any of these people have been married and how many children they have and how happy they are, because there's also this idea that no matter what you have to stay in a relationship, especially if there's kids, and I don't know that that's true. I think that they deserve to see their parents in love, and if you can't make that happen, I think there are way worse things by sticking it out for the kids. That's something I've kind of come around on as well. So I don't know, I hate this person so bad. We were actually supposed to go, me and a friend go on the show. I don't think it's gonna happen because we did some due diligence and
She said, I hate this person so bad. She's talking about the Andrew Wilson. Okay, so pay attention.
Navy SEAL. He flies all the way to Northern California to do the show. Knock, knock. Actually, we don't want to have you on. And it's because if you bring on a man, especially an alpha, these guys cannot stand it. They cannot stand it. All they want to do is sit across from women and bully them and badger them and dunk on them. And it's just an excuse to exercise actual sexism. And I don't use that word a lot because I don't think that it is as prevalent as it used to be and as much of a problem. But with this community, it absolutely is. Please don't get your relationship advice from there. Like, look for healthy, healed, whole, masculine role models. This is not it. If you are blaming half of the population for all of your problems and the answer is it's always just women, it's always just e-girls, it's always whatever, you might be the problem, buddy.
So this was on duty sex. This wasn't on
That person that we just saw on another clip, here she is. Same person, okay?
the beating or the divorce or cheating. I think that was in reference to a duty sex tweet.
Yeah, got it.
Pay attention to the body language, okay?
That's not what we were talking about earlier, though. We weren't talking about duty sex
it's
earlier.
referencing me, and the position is actually incorrect. Again, the referent is wrong.
Do we have
and
your
the
tweet on
position
duty
is
sex?
Incorrect. What's that?
Do we have the tweet that was on duty sex?
Yeah, so this is what you're referencing is we're talking from a Christian paradigm. So from a Christian, it's not a statement that women have or don't have duty sex. It's a statement from the position of the Christian or the Muslim paradigm, or let's say, X paradigm, that within that paradigm there is a duty that women have to fulfill the obligation of the marriage, and part of that would be sex. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it just seems like we're talking about we're talking about different things, because initially we were talking about abuse and cheating and divorce, and then now we're circling to duty sex. And then when I see Rachel Wilson in the comments, I don't make my titles. I don't think anyone does. So when it says that, that's not me. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but you said you did.
You don't make your titles and you don't think that anybody does. Like, do they magically appear, your titles? If you're posting something on YouTube, you have to put in a title. It's either you yourself or your team or someone who works under you. So why are you acting like you don't know what's going on with your titles? Like, you don't make up your title. Like, come on, lady. What's wrong with you?
Your due diligence. Yeah, we did our due diligence. We checked into this, and the whole thing's bullshit. What due diligence did you do?
I'm commenting on a tweet on duty sex. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, no. You said we did our due diligence when it came to the Navy SEAL and this type of thing.
My due diligence was asking references that I trusted. So, I mean,
Why
if you're
didn't you
saying...
ask Brian? Wouldn't that be your due diligence?
Well, no, it wouldn't, because if I don't believe that he's an honest actor, because we've never met before, and all I've seen is like
Wait, can I ask you one? Yeah. Can I ask you one question?
Well, no, every time you ask me a question, I get cut off, and then if I try to talk, then you guys are like, well, no, let me finish.
Look,
so it's different
talked
rules
way
for
more than
everybody.
we have, just so you know. But go ahead.
You're asking what my due diligence was, and I was saying that I asked people that have said that they were either on the show, came on the show, their experience. So it's people that I would know or trust. So to reach out to someone that I already kind of see as a position of being in an adversarial position, like, there's not...
I'm not going to lie, fellas. Like, I'm not the type of person to like randomly hate people. But as soon as I see ugly behavior, snaky behavior, all of a sudden you become ugly. Like, everything about you, it's just it's repulsive. I just want to puke when I see you.
Really there's not trust built. So if you say something, I don't know you or your character.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
totally
not
fine.
gonna,
I mean, just one question though. Did you hear it directly from the said Navy SEAL?
I can't say. I'm not.
No, but like sometimes you
throwing people under the bus.
A friend told you that they knew somebody.
Oh, now you care about throwing people under the bus. Now you care all of a sudden about people's reputation. Now you care all of a sudden. She stated very clearly that she hates him. By him, she was referring to Andrew Wilson. This is someone who's been like, of course, they need to be right. Women like feel the need to be right, even if they know that they are not right. Not all, but I'm specifically speaking about this one right here. The thing that is disgusting about her is the fact that she came to this podcast behaving in the way like she's trying to be friendly and buddy, but when you pull the curtains, she's a snake. She's just here so that she can just poke out on men's reputation and try to bring them down and make it seem like they are evil, they are doing the devil's work, while she's the one who's doing that. Like, look at her. She's acting like she's innocent. She's an angel. She's coming from heaven. Her intentions are just pure evil. She didn't come to this podcast with clear intentions, pure intentions of educating others or maybe chasing the validation that they need. Okay, she didn't come for that. She came here so that she can just make false accusations, false claims to destroy men. She's lying. She's making up stories. This is a snake. This is a snake. Point blank, period. And it's disgusting. These are the females that are vindictive.
Knew a Navy SEAL. Like, was it?
I can't because it's going to give people away. I know. I'm sorry. But,
No, but
it's not.
I'm not asking who it is. I'm just asking, did you hear it from the person?
I know, but the line of questioning is going to like throw certain people under the bus, and I'm not.
I mean, they threw
can't
me
do
under the
that.
bus, but that's fine. Whatever. In any case,
Don't even like reporters when they.
Just look at how uncomfortable she is. I don't think you can love yourself while behaving this way. This is how you end up with sad people, and she's going to act out to someone who's with her or in a relationship with her. You can't snake people. You can't be a dirty person and expect everything to be okay. You're going to end up hating yourself. You are not going to enjoy your existence. If you snake people, there's going to be negative moments in your life. You're going to pay that with dwelling on the negative. You're not going to be able to sleep, just fall asleep and you're pleasant, you're happy. If you snake people, you're going to feel negative and it's going to eat out of you. Your conscience is going to poke at you. Your own true self is going to beat you.
I'm not a
They have
reporter.
a story that they're commenting on.
I've
don't
never
they
claimed to be a
try
reporter.
Contact the source and verify it. Like, just ask them, hey, did this even happen? Like, how hard would that have been? If it's due diligence, like, how hard would it have actually been to just say, hey, did this actually happen?
I guess we disagree on how I should have approached it, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that you would not appreciate me putting a video out to hundreds of thousands of people, which was filled with besmirching lies about you, if I didn't do my, quote, due diligence.
Look at her hands under the table. Look at those hands.
And maybe, like,
She's embarrassing herself. She came here with the intentions of just, I don't know what her intentions are, but the thing is, they're pure evil. She didn't come for goodness or anything of that. This is pure evil, fellas.
would have just DM'd you. I'd have been like, hey, is this actually true? Like, is this actually what's going on?
Just look at her body language, man. Look at the body language. The body doesn't lie at all. She's so disappointed in herself. And she gets to live with this, being trapped in her own snaky body.
And then I get the other side of the story, right? I'm sure you would actually appreciate that more, wouldn't you?
I mean, I would, absolutely. But if I have full trust in someone else and they tell me something and they've done nothing to allude to the fact that, like,
Someone else, someone that she's not willing to name. This is just fabricated, man.
I need to be doubting what they're saying, then, like, why wouldn't I believe them?
Because you did your due diligence.
I guess, yeah.
That's what it means, right? Due
Sure.
diligence. But anyway, all right.
I mean, also just to, like, I guess, provide you with an opportunity to potentially even verify the story. Like, if you want to get up and, like, text the individual and be like, hey, is this, like, do you have any evidence for this? Like, what were the
I can
messaging
ask, and then I
exchanges?
can ask if he's willing for me to share it. Sure, I could do
Okay.
that. I'm
Yeah.
happy to.
I mean, I feel like
When she was making those claims in a clip on the conversation with Candice, she claimed that the person, there was a Navy guy who came here and he was turned back, and they didn't want to do the podcast with him because they prefer women so that they can bully them and beat them down and make them look stupid. But that person doesn't exist at all. Now here Brian is giving her a chance to contact that person so that they can make things clear. Who are you, buddy? When did you come here? So that, you know, things are clear, that she's not fabricating stories.
it would be important for a Navy SEAL to, like, that seems kind of like a position of I don't know,
Honor.
integrity,
Very honorable
honor.
position.
Like, he should clear this up.
I agree.
I think he should clear it up.
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
don't know.
Sure.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I'm willing to
'Cause,
text.
like,
I'm willing to text the person. Yeah.
That seems reasonable. But
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you,
Notice she said, I'm willing to text the person. Wouldn't that delay the process? Why don't you just call him? If this is someone that you trust, like you said, this is one of my trusted resources. Like, why don't you just pick up the phone and call him right there on the spot, instead of delaying the process and just making things that are short lengthy for no reason so that you can cover up your own lies?
yeah, just totally.
Yeah, I'm not trying to argue. I'm willing to
that's
ask.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. But and you said there were like other people who also got turned away. I was curious about that too.
It was the same person. The same, not
It's not even other people, it's one person. Golly, snake.
the same individual, like the same person, like was putting feelers out, and they've had I don't know the girls' names, but like a bunch of like their girlfriends have come on, and like they were sharing stories with him, and then like
Notice, fellas, like she didn't bring that video up. The first clip that we saw was played against her will. Like, she didn't want that video to be played. Why? Because she was covering up her lies. She didn't want to be exposed. Now she's exposed. Now she has to expose Brian and Andrew for being liars and turning out alpha males, like she claimed, to do the podcast with them because they just prefer weaker females who are uneducated to debate with, I guess.
there was a couple stories where guys got turned away, but it could have been what you were saying, right, where they weren't approved and they weren't supposed to be on the show in the first place.
I mean, we get dozens of messages a day of people requesting to be on the show.
Well, no, like
so when it comes to I mean, we turn people down if they DM us. Hey, can I come on the show? We send them a very thoughtful message. Like, we don't just like, most people just ignore DMs like that. Every single person who DMs us, even if we're not interested in having them on the show, we say, hey, unfortunately at this time, we can't have you on. It's a little more diplomatic than that, but can't have you on the show. But we'll keep your DMs. If anything changes, we'll be sure to reach out. So we turn people down, like, in the DMs, but we've never had somebody like booked to be on the show, and then they come to the studio at the door. You can't be on the. Never has happened ever. Hasn't happened to a male. Hasn't happened to any women.
Sure, I appreciate you clarifying. And like I said, I'm happy
Actually,
to do
you know
the text.
what? There was one woman who she showed up unannounced with a service animal. It was like a chihuahua. That shit was not a service animal. And I was like, and it was barking. It was barking. And normally we would try to accommodate somebody with a service animal. But it was...
Brian, he is way much nicer than me. Like, this is someone poking at your reputation. Like, now you're going off topic. You're moving the goalpost a little bit. You're being friendly and open about things that don't matter. This is the topic at hand. Call that guy. Let's make things clear. How about that?
Clearly not a service animal. It was not trained to do a certain task. And it was barking, which would not be would not be a reasonable accommodation. Like, we're recording audio. We can't have a barking dog in the studio. So in that instance, we did turn her away, although we did offer her, like, she came with a friend. I was like, can your friend watch the dog? That's the only instance where we're just like, we can't have the barking dog in the studio, and we turned her down. That's the only that's come to my that we've ever turned anybody away, and for good reason. But yeah.
Again.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
We have a couple chats. Unless Andrew, you wanted to, was there more there, or I don't know.
Yeah, I did just want to point out, like, I do have a video in front of me. You have my tweet up, right? That's the reference. You're definitely talking about me, but you're literally misappropriating the position, even in the tweet. And then you go on to say that basically Andrew's a beta male. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to these guys. They're awful. They don't know. Blah 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 blah. Right? But the thing is like when you're talking about viewpoints, you're talking about from the view up. Right? So if I was going to reference a view that you had, I would say from your view, is X, Y, Z true? Why is it true? I understand why. And then I would always make the reference to the Christian worldview. I'd say, here's why it's true from the perspective here. You would then go maybe back and forth, and you could say, hey, the Christian view is wrong, and here's why, et cetera, et cetera. In this case, though, you didn't even reference that the tweet was from the view of the Christian view.
I didn't know that.
Reference it. Yeah, right. But again, due diligence. Do you know that you could have just
the due diligence?
Like, hey, what's this?
We're meshing up so many things in this one argument. So we started with me talking about the clip. I thought we were talking about a totally different clip initially when we first started this interaction. So I thought that's why I thought I was thinking. Well, Rachel is saying that I'm like intentionally lying. I'm saying I didn't know which clip we were talking about. It's not intentional. I thought we were talking about that one younger co-host that I think you used to have, talking about cheating and abuse specifically in regards to divorce.
I'm looking at an episode of Candice's podcast from November 1, and it says Andrew Wilson's cringe. Right in the title, she's full of lie. She's full on lying.
Like that one younger co-host that I think you used to have, talking about cheating and abuse specifically in regard.
Yeah, clearly she thinks she's smarter than she is. She's giving herself a little bit of credit. Like, I mean, we can see behind the curtains. We can see behind the facade. Some of us, not all.
To divorce, and then the discrepancy there. That was a totally different clip that I'm now realizing we weren't. No, I know. I'm just.
Check this. I like this comment. She was all confident and all that. Now she's humble.
Regards to divorce, innocent. And then the discrepancy there.
It's like she's been put on a spot. She's innocent woman. Came here with pure intentions. I like how confident she was calling y'all sexist in the clip, and now she's just acting like I'm just dumb woman. Just look at her. She's acting all innocent and pure and like. But she was name calling, like this person said. Obviously, you saw in the first clip, even though they played at high speed, but she was name calling them. She clearly stated that she hates Andrew. She hates. Those are loaded statements. Like, that's a loaded statement.
That was a totally different clip that I'm now realizing we weren't. No, I know. I'm just establishing that I'm not intentionally lying. There's just confusion as to what content we're talking about. Moving on to the tweet about duty sex. If you're talking about this and there was more context, like obviously things get taken the wrong way in a tweet. So if there's like more interpretation that you have in regard to duty sex, happy to hear whatever your take is on that. The way that I read that tweet was that basically
from a Christian view.
Well, it could be Christian, but there's
wives and husbands have a duty to sleep with each other from a Christian view. Yes.
No, and I would agree with that.
You can find this in Paul when he's talking about depriving, right? Depriving each other sexually. He says that's a no-go. In Christian view, there's counseling which revolves around this specifically, that neither party is to deprive the other party of this thing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is not something that I even think is a controversial view, right? But it's being mischaracterized here, and the reason you're mischaracterizing it is because you're trying to make it seem like Andrew Wilson's a monster, and what he's trying to do is say that women have an obligation to have sex at the demand of their husband. And it's like, well, that's not only such a mischaracterization, but we could have cleared it up in 5 seconds. You could just ask. And I would have been like, here's actually what's going on.
You know what you're doing when you're tweeting, too, which is why you're successful and why you have a big account and why you get so much.
Finally, the truth comes out. Okay, she hates him because he's successful, I guess.
Engagement. So like there is a little bit of that edge when you are going to a tweet. So it's not like I just fell into this tweet and intentionally misrepresented you and it was like a blatant mischaracterization.
So what you're saying is that it was a bait tweet. You felt
No, I'm saying that you're very good at what you do. I'm saying you're very good at what you do and you're good at ruffling feathers.
Even Andrew, like I get it, like he can be a little bit ruthless sometimes, but overall he's just like I'm not letting things like this slide at all, at all. I'm not gonna keep on smiling with you after you try to destroy my reputation. I got it with my all. My reputation is what I have. And make sure that I am the same as in closed doors and in open doors, in public and in private. So I don't allow anyone to just poke at my reputation and they get a clear pass. This is someone who's evil. She was making false accusations. She don't even stand by. Later on this episode, she's going to run away because she made a lot of lies, made of a lot of fabricated stories that don't even exist, just to poke at someone's reputation because they are way more successful than her. They're just people who are lovable. They're doing God's work and she comes here with evil intentions. Anyway, I'm out, fellas. Like the goddamn video, hit the subscribe button.